One of the critical issues facing the criminal justice system is that so many crimes have as their root cause folks that are addicted to drugs or alcohol.
The opiate epidemic is very serious in Clermont County, in all of Appalachia, and in all of Southwest Ohio. In addition, we have a long-standing problem in Southwest Ohio with folks who drink and drive. And substance abuse is a brain disorder. It's not someone just decides to go out and become addicted. It is a medical problem.
If we can somehow break that pattern, we're all going to be winners out of it, not just the individuals themselves, but society as a whole.
I'm Bill Seitz. I'm state senator for the 8th Senate District here in western and northern Hamilton County, and I've served on the Criminal Justice Committee in both the House and the Senate for all of the last 13 years that I've been in the General Assembly, and I've been a key player in making sentencing reforms in the state of Ohio that accomplish two goals: reducing cost and reducing recidivism, which is the rate at which offenders reoffend. And so we've been pursuing enlightened policies in that regard for the last several years, one of which is what we're here to talk about today, which is a first in the country effort to develop community alternative sentencing centers. And the first one is going to be right here in Clermont County, which is just wonderful.
The basis for this program was conceived with Senator Bill Seitz and Talbot House to say we really ought to divert people out of these more costly jails into what we think will be more impactful treatment centers that are run as community programs.
One of the very first problems I encountered was overcrowding in the jail. So I went and met with the sheriff, who explained to me that overcrowding has become a common problem.
We are way over booked sometimes. We try to keep that down, but unfortunately with the incidence of crime and the increase in women offenders, our women population, or population of women, is increasingly going up all the time.
In the past, the commissioner's solution to this problem was to throw money at the problem and open up a new pod, which is very expensive, to the tune of $20,000 per bed per year. But within a month or two of doing that, each time those pods were filled up. So it was an ongoing problem, and we weren't fixing the root of the problem.
As a judge, I feel it's a great opportunity to be able to sentence someone to the C.A.S.C program. I'm trying to look at how to break that cycle of crime, that cycle that keeps an individual coming back to court again and again and again. Multiple OVI offenders, that is, individuals who are operating a motor vehicle being under the influence of alcohol and or drugs of abuse, come back and come back again because they never address their alcohol or drug problems. C.A.S.C will give them an opportunity to do that if they're serious about addressing that issue. The other thing that C.A.S.C will do is it will keep the nonviolent offenders out of jail and allow the jail to be used strictly for those offenders who are what I would call serious offenders, violent offenders, individuals that frankly you don't want living in your backyard. A lot of times, if you take a look at all of the studies, you will find that when you put a low-risk offender in with a high-risk offender, the low-risk offender learns the high-risk offender behavior, and as a result, all you're doing is creating a high-risk offender. When you sentence someone to jail and they're out in the street, they lose their job, and they're trying to start life all over again, and ultimately they turn back to a life of crime in order to survive.
The C.A.S.C program here in Clermont County is a residential program for women. Up to 50 women at a time will live with us. They will be referred from us from the court, from the municipal court. When they come into the program, they'll be assessed for what their problem is, and a course of treatment will be designed. Many of them will have drug and alcohol and mental health problems. Some of them will have job opportunities and not be employed or be unemployed for a day or two because of their arrest, and we'll try to get them back to employment. There will be a work component to the C.A.S.C program. It will allow the women to go out to their job, their current job, or for their prospective job. It will allow them to do family visitation. They'll be able to drive a car. They'll have essentially all the freedoms they would have in the community, but they will be tethered back to our facility. They will have curfews. They will have treatment stays in the program where they'll be required to be there. They'll be in the facility more than out of the facility, but they'll be able to go to their doctor appointments. They'll be able to keep that continuity. In addition, the clients will help pay for the cost of care to the degree they're able to. So it'll be a sliding scale, and if a woman is working and has a good job, she may pay $10 a day to be with us. Well, there's nothing wrong with paying part of the program, at least in my mind. There'll be a lot of services available: vocational services, job readiness services, maybe literacy or GED kind of services. We'll be monitoring their behavior. We'll be doing drug testing. We'll be doing treatment planning. We'll be doing counseling and group sessions. So there'll be a wide array of services for the women. And these are all designed individually so that they can be successful.
It will be less costly and more productive to have someone in a treatment program, because once they get out, they will be able to perhaps be law-abiding citizens and not come back to the jail over and over again. The cost to the county in dollars and cents will be reduced as well, but it also helps some people maybe find their way, get back on their feet, and be productive members of society without getting into any further trouble.
We are already working with Clermont County and Talbot House on some further legislative refinements, so I have introduced a bill this session, Senate Bill 143, to accomplish a few more changes in the C.A.S.C concept. One that will allow judges from other counties to admit people to the Clermont County C.A.S.C so that the Clermont County C.A.S.C can be a multi-county point of entry. So it all fits in with the larger theme that we're pursuing at the state level, which is encouraging regionalism, encouraging cooperation between and among political subdivisions. And so that piece is being woven into the concept that we started 3 years ago in House Bill 86.
CASC should not be viewed as a jail. CASC needs to be viewed as a center that is designed for people who have alcohol and drug issues that are willing to address those problems. No one coming through the criminal justice system should think that it's just no big thing. It needs to be an event in their lives that ultimately helps them to understand that they have a problem and that there's an opportunity to do something about that problem. CASC is the solution for a number of folks that want to deal with their issues. CASC will be an opportunity for individuals to finally look at themselves in the mirror and say, it's time to do something about my alcohol problem, or it's time to do something about my drug problem. Clermont County will certainly benefit by having productive citizens coming as a result of graduating this program.